Hi, I'm Jerry Davis, and I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the so-called Trump investigation. A gentleman in the House of Representatives by the name of Devin Nunes wrote a letter to Rod Rosenstein, who's a Deputy Attorney General, Department of Justice. He's the one that appointed Robert Mueller to investigate Donald Trump to find out if he colluded with the Russians to get information on Hillary Clinton. And just briefly, let's talk about Devin Nunes. I know you can read this, but I want to go ahead and read it to you anyway. He's an American politician, serves in the United States House of Representatives for California's 22nd Congressional District, and he's a Republican. He serves as the chairman of the United States House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence. That's pretty cool. And he was a member of President Trump's transition team. Yeah. So this year he was criticized for his alleged bias in a congressional investigation into Russian interference, as if Mueller's not biased. He stepped aside from leading that investigation while the Ethics Committee investigated charges that he improperly disclosed classified information to the public. But he remains committee chairman for other purposes. Apparently, says his attacks on the FBI and the investigation by independent counsel Robert Mueller have created concerns about GOP efforts to halt the investigation. Yeah, it is a bogus investigation. If Trump was guilty, man, if I felt like he was guilty of any crime, I would definitely say so. So here's his letter from yesterday to Rod Rosenstein. Pretty good. I think the Intelligence Committee has gotten sick and tired of the stonewalling, and the FBI they're a catastrophe. I don't think they have any ethics. So anyway, pursuant to our phone call yesterday, I want to memorialize, as in document, the agreement we reached regarding compliance with the subpoenas issued by the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, and he chairs that. And listen, that was a phone call, so he called Rosenstein in the evening, I guess after work, at home, and nailed him down on this. There are several outstanding requests by the committee for information and interviews, and those have been ignored by the Justice Department and the FBI. He says this is hope that the agreement, this letter, and their verbal agreement yesterday will provide the committee with all outstanding documents and witnesses necessary to complete its investigation. As agreed, and that would be between Rosenstein and Devins, that the designated committee investigators and staff will be provided access to all remaining investigative documents in unredacted form, so there won't be anything marked out, for review at the Department of Justice on Friday, January 5th, the next day, today. So he had less than 24 hours because he had to get that done during business hours as well. So the phone call was in the evening, and he had to get all that information, before close of business today. And it specifies the documents. All FBI Form FD 1023s, I don't know what that is, and all remaining whatever other 302s. The only agreed upon exception pertains to a single FD 302, which, due to national security interests, will be shown separately by Director Wray, who's the director of the FBI, to myself and my investigators, next week. It says, you, talking to Rosenstein, further confirmed to me that there are no other existing investigative documents that relate to the committee's investigations into A, Russian involvement in the 2016 presidential election, or B, the FBI's and Department of Justice's related actions during this time period. So he can't leave anything out. He goes, if somehow new or other responsive documents are discovered as discussed, you will notify me immediately. Great. You have agreed that all such witnesses, namely Attorney General Bruce, Deputy Attorney General Bruce, FBI Supervisory Special Agent Peter Strzok, who was the guy that was cheating on his wife, with this attorney, Lisa Page. FBI General Counsel James Baker, who was essentially, I think, fired about 2 weeks ago. FBI Attorney Sally Moyer, FBI assistant, being made available for interviews. So, lastly, Stroke and his mistress, Lisa Page, is my understanding, basically represented that another search is being conducted for all relevant messages will be provided. They were texting each other. Regarding Donald Trump and the investigation, and the gist of the text was that Stroke was firmly in Hillary Clinton's camp, and he was doing everything that he could to see to it that she got elected. So the committee wants everything, all of the messages, production of these messages by no later than close of business Thursday, January the 11th. That's next week. I understand you're all researching records related to the details of an April 2017 meeting between Department of Justice Attorney Andrew Weissman, who is now the senior attorney for Special Counsel Robert Mueller, and the media. So Weissman had some kind of meeting with the media. It's not specified. Maybe that was some kind of leak. I wish I knew. I'd tell you. Okay. Now, the materials requested are vital to the committee's investigation. Remember, Nunes is the one that chairs that committee. They're looking at potential abuses into intelligence and law enforcement agencies' handling of the Christopher Steele dossier. And this was a made-up, fabricated, total lie, a story, a fantasy, created apparently by this Christopher Steele, who paid some Russian operatives to come up with some information. And this is like $7 million that was spent, and there was some money. That's a very interesting way they put that together. But anyway, it's fake. And so the committee's extremely concerned by indications that top U.S. government officials who are investigating a presidential campaign relied on unverified information that was funded by the opposing political campaign, Hillary Clinton, and was based on Russian sources. So you see, it is the DNC and the Clintons that were obviously guilty of the very crime that Mueller is attempting to pin on Donald Trump. So going forward, it's crucial that we memorialize, also known as document, our conversations on this issue, and that we're as transparent as possible, etc. And then there were copies sent to Jeff Sessions, and who's the Attorney General, Christopher Wray, who's the Director of the FBI. So pretty interesting. This is a big deal. This letter is quite strong, and we're going to see some things this month. Here's Rod J. Rosenstein. He was appointed by Donald Trump. It says Trump announced his intention to nominate Rosenstein to serve as Deputy Attorney General on January 30th. So that's when the nomination was made. And then Rosenstein was confirmed by the Senate April 25th. Then a couple of weeks later, he authored a memo which President Trump said was the basis of his decision to dismiss James Comey. So Rosenstein, he was sent in by Donald Trump. And it seems like I read somewhere that Trump had a dinner with Mueller the night before Mueller was appointed as special investigator by Rod Rosenstein. So it's starting to smell like Trump engineered this thing to put Mueller into position to dig and dig and dig, with the objective being, go ahead and dig all you want to into me and my business, get that finished because I didn't do whatever it is that you're saying that I did. But you're going to find that the Clintons and the DNC did work with the Russians and did in fact pay them money to fabricate a false story. And I remember clearly that it was Senator McCain who hand carried that so-called dossier to Director Comey. John McCain. And McCain's the one wearing one of those boots on his ankle now, which a lot of people think hides a transmitter that alerts the FBI to his location 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Hillary Clinton also has one just like it on her foot, and she claims she broke a toe. I think it was her little toe, but she broke a toe going downstairs and fell backwards and broke her toe. That's magic. I've broken my toes several times, and I've never broken a toe going down the stairs and falling backwards. I would say that is a physical impossibility. And she had on shoes, which cover the toes. I'm not buying it. Uma, whatever her last name is, Badin, Hillary's number one lieutenant, also seems to have a tracking device on her right ankle. And I've got some images on that on another video if you want to see it. So I think it looks like McCain, who hand carried the dossier, Hillary Clinton, who probably is, ultimately would have been responsible for the decision to create, pay for, and deliver the dossier. And this Uma, I can't remember her name. It's not important. Wiener's ex. She also has something on her right ankle. You can see the outline of it plainly on some pants that she has on. And I think they all have tracking devices. Don't leave town. I'm Jerry Davis.